Hello, and welcome back to Conversations with JR. This is the Woman of Valor Award series. This is the 2005 awards courtesy of Conversations with JR. And what I thought about this year was I thought about all the women in my life, and there's so many in my life that influenced me to be a better person. I consider them to be a role model. Most people say they don't want to be a role model. Sorry for you. And so I considered these women in my life to be a role model. I started out with 12. I had to narrow it down to 6, and then I got the top 5 women in my life that I consider to be role models. Today, joining us today on this Conversation with JR podcast is the 4th recipient, Rabia Hussain, of the award, of the 2025 award. And I say that this young lady has come into my life and with honesty, integrity, compassion, creativity. She lives by sound values, respect, modesty. She is one of those, what I consider in my life, one of those unsung warriors. She moves with grace, she moves with honor, she honors family, and she honors community. And I am just so grateful that I have this sister here in my life. Rabia, how are you?
I'm doing good, Rashima. How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing better now since I've seen you. It has been a while since I've seen you, since we've been in
Yes.
contact. But I'm grateful for phones and texts and social media that we can keep in contact. I
Yeah.
know that you have been very busy. I see that
Indeed. Indeed.
award back there. Thank you for displaying the award. Before we
Thank
get into the
you.
Q&A, no, thank you. Before we get into the Q&A, I am going to read this wonderful bio. It's not written by me. It's in her own words, and I could not have said this better. Rabia Hussain, known to many as Ruby, in New York City, she's a graphic designer and artist whose work blends storytelling, culture, and strategy. With experience spanning agencies, startups, and independent projects, and I've seen some of those beautiful independent projects, she collaborates with brands to bring bold ideas to life through thoughtful design. Her journey reflects her beliefs that creativity isn't just about visual. It's about building connections, shaping narratives, and leaving a lasting impression. That's amazing. I like that. It is not about just building visual. It's about connection, shaping narratives, and leaving a lasting impression. That is
Hmm.
absolutely amazing. Besides your bio, tell us a little bit about why the arts. And the reason why I say why the arts, why graphic artists, as women, way back when in the dinosaur days, we were told that there was only specific fields that we were able to enter. But I
Right.
see as a graphic artist, you like to work with your hands. And like you said, your hands, your
Mhm.
mind, and everything. But I know that you work with your hand and you create. Why the arts? Why the arts?
Well, I have to say, I mean, it might sound cliche, but I have to say, ever since I was a kid, um, different forms, shapes, things that, sparked imagination, things that made me question the foundations of certain ideas, certain like concepts, like was really intriguing to me from like a very young age. Um, it's funny. I still remember the very first time I made a painting that was appreciated. I was in kindergarten.
Really?
My teacher came up to me and he was just like, Rabia, that is amazing. Do another one. That sentence, I still remember. I don't remember my teacher's full name. We used to call her Miss D. Um, she was just like, I think the start of this journey that I took ever since that day, like just do another one really kind of made me, um, passionate about what I do and what I was inclined to do ever since. Um, I always found an astute eagerness to towards the arts, towards colors, shapes, forms, like all kinds of things that people consider art. Like to me, it was just something that I knew I was meant to do. Um, it's my purpose. It's my way of communication, which is what I see and find the most comfortable. Um, doing so. It's just really what comes to your heart, what comes to your mind, and you just want to express it the way that you want to, the way that you can. And in my terms, it was the arts.
But, you said a lot of valuable things in it, especially the encouragement of your teacher. Has there ever been a time throughout your life that you have been pursuing this artistic passion of yours? Has there ever been a time where someone has ever tried to discourage you or try to veer you off and say, well, maybe you're good at that, but maybe you should do this also as a backup plan?
I mean, it's there has been a couple of things where people like have told me that, hey, like this might just be like a hobby or like, something that you might want to do on the side, but do something serious. And by serious, it would be like pursue medical, pursue
Yes,
this, pursue
yes,
that. But
yes.
um, I really had to be very steadfast in this kind of fight, um, because I really had to there came a time in my life where I had to literally put my foot down and be like, this is what I want to do, and you have to let me do it because this is what makes sense to me. I feel like this is what I'm meant to do, and let me try it. If I fail, I'll do what you do. If I succeed, then you have to accept it that this is what was in written for me. Like, it has to be me.
I love
So I think, but like even apart from all of that, I've had numerous amounts of support, um, from family,
it.
from
Okay.
friends, from mentors, from mentees. Like people have just like on every corner um, come up and tell me that, hey, you are really good at this. So it kind of really, is encouraging. Even a simple sentence like, that's cool, is encouraging to me and makes me do more.
Has there ever been a time in your life where, through this journey, and I know you still have more to go, because I saw your
Yes.
master's project. I was definitely amazed about that thing, the cafe. Has there ever been a time when you doubted yourself and you were like, okay, maybe I should be doing something else and put this on the side as a hobby?
I think it was a very recent phase that I went through. I think when everything shut down because of COVID, and there was very little to very none contact with your social networks and people that you like, the people I've thrived with in my social network. When it came to like having no contact, no physical like interactions with these people, I started to like really doubt myself. I became very to put it in layman terms, very lazy at making art. I had ideas. I know I wanted to do this. I wanted to paint, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it for some reason. I think it was just the sheer realization that I'm stuck at home that went to my head, and it's like I'm stuck, and that stuckness really kind of made me stop doing what I wanted to do, and I kind of started thinking, oh, maybe I should just do something else for a change of pace. But um, nothing that I thought of really gave me the happiness that I felt during what I do now. Like it's just,
So what,
but
what what brought you out of that? It's like the reason why I said what brought you out of that is because I understand what you're saying. It was the opposite effect for me because I am on social media and I
mhm,
do Facebook Live and everything. It gave me more of like I was going live every Monday and Wednesday. I had a
right,
huge following then. I was blogging, and everything because I guess people wanted to connect.
yeah,
And so every message that I brought to them on Monday and Wednesday was actually to inspire people, to encourage people, because it was a very difficult time and I was alone.
right,
I was alone,
yeah,
no one in the house, no family, no nothing. I was alone. So I had the social media and I had the connection connection with people. What brought you out of that? What happened? What brought you out of that?
Um, you know me. Teaching has always been one of my biggest, things that I've done. I've done that for 8 years of my life. I think it was really um, that, like, starting to teach again, even though it was remote, but getting to talk to people, getting to talk to people who were just starting out in this field, students who were like trying to learn these things. I think it was communicating with these individuals and teaching them what I knew really kind of got me, going like, hey, like, I already have all these skill sets. I already know, like, I already have all these ideas. I'm helping these kids produce what they want to do. I think it's not that hard for me to start back. So it was part that and part my new job that I got during that time. Really kind of like helping get out of the house, like driving to like my new workplace, getting to meet people at the marketing firm that I'm still working at. It was just like really, I think, the necessary like nail for me that really kind of got me going at what I wanted to do. And it's because I understand, like, you had an opposite effect
Yeah,
because of it, but for
it
me,
opened the
i'm
door for
a
me.
I'm an introvert kind of extrovert,
uh,
meaning is that if I'm on my own, if I'm stuck in the house, there's nothing like helping me, like,
Oh,
spread
okay.
my
I
wings.
see. Yeah. So
So
is it that you really see? Is it that you really? Cause see, for me, being in a house and having time on my own, like I said to you prior, I'm home for a few days and I sent my dog away to the doggy hotel. Not to sound bougie,
yeah.
but I wanted a few days to. I have projects and I have things that I needed to do, and I can stay in this house as long as I have some food, and I go outside in my big yard and get some air and run back into the house. As long as
Yeah.
I'm in this house, I am on the keyboard. I'm creating. I'm just thinking of things. So for me, it's that I need that time and I need to be in the house. Yeah, I'm connecting with people, but I need
Yeah.
that time to sit home and to really focus on what it is that I want to produce and what it is that I want to put out
Right.
there. And so your art
For
is
me,
you have to go
yeah.
out and connect.
Yeah, for me, it's like you said. I'm a very hands-on person.
Mm-hmm.
I need to interact with different kinds of things on a daily basis to like keep me motivated.
Oh yeah.
In a sense, like, if I'm just like in my house, like, it's the same old thing that I'm waking up to every morning and going to bed to.
Okay.
But for me, I think for just personally, like, it's an important and vital part of my processing of my, like, ability to like form ideas is to go out and interact with people, talk to all these different kinds of people, make friends, and do some kind of brainstorming together. I don't know, like, just I think it's that social connection that's very important to me. Being able to talk to different kinds of people and learn their story, um, it's what really kind of connects us all together. Like, it's
Absolutely.
that's how, human beings were not meant to be alone all the time. We were
I
meant to
say that all the
be,
time.
we were meant to be
Yes, like
together. So
you're living in this
exactly.
world,
So
and
that's
why are
what
you
really,
lonely? Why are you, be? But now people are
yeah,
just
hell
so
yeah,
closed off. But you said
yeah.
something here that was very interesting. That is going to lead into my next questioning because when you
Hmm.
said to connect with people and to get ideas, um, Rabia is the creative director. I call her my creative director. We've been working together for years. My creative director behind the covers of my book. I should be ashamed not to have them right here to flash. There's one right here on canvas. It's
Yes.
on canvas, hanging on my,
Oh, sweet.
yes, hanging on my walls.
I see it. I
Both of
see
them
it.
are hanging there on my wall. The Waiting Game was the first book cover. The second book cover was a different flavor of love. But I want to speak to that the creativity because one thing that I've learned about working with you that I love working with you is that when I first approached you with the waiting game, I just gave you a synopsis of
Mm-hmm.
what the book was about. And you came back to me with this overwhelming book cover. And I'm looking at this book cover and I'm saying to myself, but how does she know? Because
Right.
it was more than what I was expecting. Then when I came back to you again with the second book, which was a different flavor of love, I only gave you another synopsis of the book, and you didn't even have to read a narrative or anything. And you came back with this amazing book cover, and I'm like, and then when I took a poll of people with these book covers because I wanted to distance myself from it. And when I took a
Right.
poll, everybody had so many great things to say about, because I just asked them, if you saw this cover in a bookstore, would you be, what would draw you? And they said, how do you do that?
Yep.
I don't want you to give away your secret, but I'm just saying, I was blown away
Well,
because
there was
it wasn't nothing that I was expecting, but it's amazing.
Rashima. There is no secret. It's just, I have to tell you, it's just how I interpreted your synopsis. And you've seen me, like we've sat across from each other going over these synopses, and you've mentioned this to me, like I literally see your eyes like sparkle, and I know you have an idea. And I realized that like, after a couple of times, like, she's right. Like I think I give off like some kind of signal that once I get an idea, but it's really about like listening. And I always draw a personal connection to anything that I'm working on. Like I think that's what really is my secret recipe to coming up with any kind of visual. That again, it's about like building a narrative. It's not just about creating a
Yeah, you
visual.
say that,
It's
yeah.
about it's about building a narrative, and that's how I do it. I really kind of put myself into that. I see like if I was in this story, what would I see? What would I think? What would I feel? And I take that and immediately my brain kind of goes off and like, I think this would work. This would work. Well, maybe not. Oh, maybe this would work. And then I'm like, oh, wait, this is it. This is it. That moment, I think you've seen it literally sparkle on my face
Yes.
a couple of times, is what really, is about it. And I think these book covers have really been the start of my career in a professional term. Like
Listen, you
and do you remember how long ago was that?
Yes. Okay. Oh, okay. So let me say, 2015 is when the waiting game. 2017, not the Bond and the Legacy, different flavor of love, and third one, which has been long, long awaiting. I cannot wait for people to see
Yes.
this book cover. It's another one that's
Oh
going to go on my wall. The space is waiting. It's called the Bond and the Legacy. Listen, let me tell you. Again, I just gave you the synopsis,
yeah.
and you
Hmm.
came
I
back,
remember.
and I'm like, yo, I'm like, where do you get the book cover
You want to
alone? Just it's like it spoke to the entire manuscript.
do you want to know how I came up with that one?
How?
Okay, so I've taken the train almost all my life, right? And when we were working on the Bond and the Legacy together, I think the day that we sat down together to go over the synopsis and like a little bit, you told me a little bit about the story. I went home and I'm on the train and I'm always like, being in commute is like the biggest inspiration, free of charge for anybody out there. Um, Literally, like because you are like in a bus, in a train with so many people who come from so many different backgrounds. You don't even realize it, but like you cross paths with so many people on a daily basis, have so many different stories. And on my way home, I'm thinking about the story. I'm thinking about like visuals that would like interpret what you had given me the story about. And it's really about, it comes down to again human connection. So I don't want to give away the cover, but I
People,
know you don't want to
listen.
give away
No,
the
people
cover.
have seen the cover. I've been continuously putting that cover out. As a matter of fact, I'm getting
Hmm.
ready to do a photo shoot just
Yeah.
with the cover alone. But
Yeah, we'll
yeah,
leave the
we'll leave
viewers
it.
to
Yeah, but
wait.
I'm
Yeah,
just saying that,
we'll let
again,
them.
like you said,
But
now.
it's really about that human connection, really, and
Wow,
how our stories intertwine, how our
wow.
stories tangle together. And I came up with it, and I'm like, okay, I think this is what the story is about. And you told me like, hey, this looks perfect,
The
and I'm like, okay, great,
colors,
I'm gonna go ahead with
everything,
it.
the images,
Yeah,
everything. I just looked at it and I'm like, this is like the book cover. I'm like, this is the narrative. How did she do that again? This is magic. So
yeah,
it's like, it's. I understand now what you're saying about being out there connecting, because as I am blogging, I always keep a notebook with me
hmm,
in my bag when I'm traveling, no matter on the plane, wherever. And like you said, some of the biggest ideas that I've got for my blog on WordPress, I'm hearing conversations with people are having in public, and it sparks
yeah,
an idea, and I just go and
exactly.
bang that out. And it's like
Yeah,
you say,
yeah,
it's human interaction every day. That even,
yeah.
I had dinner with my mom, and it inspired a conversation. I thought about that conversation, and I blogged about it, and I got such a great feedback. And I called it, dinner conversation with my mom. But let's talk about this. You are a mother now,
Yes.
a little girl, my beautiful little niece,
Yeah.
and you are a wife. Your husband
Yes.
is in the military, so it happened.
Hmm.
Graduation, marriage, baby. You're working outside the home. So we have this theme in life. American say this. I don't know where this concept came from. That women who
Hmm.
want to have it all. Okay, I don't
Yeah.
want to have it all. I don't know what it is all, but I don't want to have it all. I just want to have what I have now, because I don't want it all. All makes me crazy. So speaking to that, you know, are you? Do you perceive yourself as being one of those women that say, "I want to have it all"?
Honestly, I don't think that. I think for me, the sentence will go as I can have it. I can take care of it all. I think that's what it is for
I can
me.
take care of it all.
Um,
Wow.
I can take care of it all because being a military spouse was not in the books for us.
Whoa.
It just happened. And I took care of it. I didn't expect to become a mom this year, but I did. And I adjusted myself according to what I needed to do in the next coming, few months of my life. I think it really is like I don't even know my capacity sometimes, but when I'm thrown into situations, I can I believe that I can take care of it, and I try my best to do it.
Wow. I love
Which
that.
is
I
why
can
I
take
I
care
will
of it all.
say which is why I will say that it's more of a I can take care of it all.
Mm. Yeah, but you know what? I like that you said that, because when we hear this, I hear this concept is women who say, "Oh, I can have it all. I can have it all." I don't want it all. I
Right.
just I just want this little piece of pie that I have here. I'm not limiting
You want to finish
myself.
it.
Yeah, I just want to concentrate on what I got beforehand.
Right.
I don't want to add anything else onto it. I listen. I'm getting ready to retire. Okay, I done
Oh
done it
boy.
all.
See, there you go.
I'm
That's your
getting,
story.
I'm getting ready to go sit down and write some more books and bother you for
Yeah.
some more book covers and things
Keep
like
them
that.
coming.
So
Keep them
yeah, but
coming.
I love that you said that I can take care of it all. Let's excuse me. Let's speak about social media
Yeah.
and the influence that it has on women, because like I said, the women that I chose. If anyone wants to see the rest of the recipients, go to my Facebook page, Conversations with JR. Everything for me across social media, Conversations with JR. You can see the other recipients that I chose to give this award to. Like I said, women who to me of sound value and judgment, and women who have inspired me even in my ability to be creative. I've always had doubts, and it was a sister who started me many years ago. I'll never forget it. What an angel. I did a blog post for Facebook for Valentine's Day, And I asked her to read it. And she turned around and she looked at me and she says, "Do you have a blog?" And I said, "Well, I heard of blogs. I don't know what blogging is." And she started me on that creative path. She said, "No, you should have a blog because you have something to say from that one post." And I'm so
Mm-hmm.
glad because, again, 2015, the WordPress blog is still going. After that came the books and the short stories and the YouTube channel, now podcast, Conversations with JR. And I'm just all over the place and I'm grateful for that. But social media, when it comes down to women or social media, um, what would you say about what's happening to our women on social media? I mean, I know that there's a positive, creative side to social media platform that helps people to get out there. And I don't like the word influencer because to me, influencer is fake and it puts this pressure on you. When someone says, "Oh, you're a YouTube influencer," no, I'm Conversations with JR. And so, what can you say about the darker side of social media, or how do you see this as a part of, what? Say something. I don't know.
I personally have been a little bit absent on social media myself. I think the pressure to stay active, to stay relevant,
Mm.
is a huge part of mental illness, mental stress
Wow.
on everybody, and not just women, men
Yeah.
too. Um, but like, I feel like, women having to prove themselves is a much older and longer issue, which I don't want to get into. But, but I think the problem is staying relevant. Times are changing so fast. New things are viral every day, and they get like out of style, out of fashion almost every day. Like, oh, this is old school now. Like, oh, this is the new deal. So people wanting to stay relevant, people wanting to still be understood by the newer generations, or just like people who are like doing the new things like as soon as they come out, is really is a huge issue for mental, health
Yeah.
for everybody.
It is. It is.
um, Women having to stay up to speed, still feel accepted, still feel, still have their voice matter, is still a big issue. So for us, we have this immense pressure to to stay vocal, and I think social media, where it has its great advantages.
Yes.
It helps get, word out. It helps get stories out. It also puts this pressure on us that you gotta stay fresh, otherwise nobody's gonna.
Absolutely. And speaking to that, another
Yeah.
thing, another aspect of your characteristics and your personality that has always intrigued me and drawn me to you. You stay connected to your culture.
Right.
You're a modest woman. I always love that about you. But you have a flair for it. But one thing that really, really, to me, sets you apart is your hat. I love your hat. I can't imagine not seeing you walking without your hat. Why
Yes.
why the hat? And when did it become a part of you? Because I've always seen you with a hat.
2016.
When?
2016 was the year I started wearing the hat, and I've always liked hats when I was a kid. Even before I started taking the hijab, I would always like put a cap on, and I was a very like outgoing, almost tomboyish kind of uh, girl. But I think, when I was like, oh, like I have to wear this now, I'm gonna start wearing the hijab and like do a loose clothing, just like part of my belief and practices. I was like, I don't know, something about my personality doesn't show through. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was. I was like, I put on this hat and I was like, hmm, I think this works.
Yes, it
And
does.
and then then I was like, I think it was also the time when I was like coming up with my own brand identity, and when I came up with my like logo and everything, and I was like, how cool would it be to wear my own logo, own branded hat? And
Yes.
like, why not? Like, you are your own marketer. Um, you have to be your biggest fan. You have to be your biggest supporter. So,
Absolutely.
I mean, what gives? So I did it, and I'm like, it kind of really stuck, and everybody started to recognize me in this kind of getup. And there was this one, there was this one kid that I tutored for a while. He told me, and you know the walkway up to BNCZ, it's
Yes.
really long,
Hmm.
right? And he told me that this one time he was sitting at the benches outside the main entrance, and I was apparently walking up to towards the main entrance. He's like, I could spot you from a mile away. And the idea the idea of being spotted from so far away just because of how I chose to, present myself with a hat or whatnot. I think I think it really like amazed me and made me feel kind of, I'm a I'm a star. Um,
Listen, I
but
was even thinking myself before we came on camera. I told you I was
yeah,
thinking that when I saw you with the hat on, I was like, yes, she's wearing the hat.
exactly.
Yay!
Yeah. I think it also like makes people intrigued. Like they see girls with hijabs on, but oh my God, here's another girl who has an hijab on, but she has a hat on.
Hmm.
Why? What's her story? What's her take on it? I think it's also that kind of like spark that or the question that people raise in their heads, like, why is that? That's different. I want to know more. I think it's about that too, but for me, it was just about self-expression.
Right.
Um, I've always, I've always wanted to like people to know that I'm not just another hijabi girl. I am Ruby,
Ruby.
and
Right. Listen,
I think it was really just about that.
where can the listeners, where can they see your work? Do you have a digital folder? Is your work online? Where can they see your work?
I have a Instagram page, which apologies, it's not up to date, but I
You've been
promise I will start.
busy.
I've been busy. There's actually, I wanted to say that there is another work that I was working on, the commute series. I think I might have mentioned it to you when we last met, but it's a collection of sketches that I did when I used to commute on the train every day.
Wow.
So I'm gonna, I'm planning on uh, compiling it all together and put it out there. It's just another way of me, like, me looking at all these people around me and just trying to like capture a glimpse of their moment, of a moment in their life, and just kind of like,
Yes,
um,
yes.
have that. Yeah. So I will put that out soon.
You
I
know, the
hope.
MTA has this, and I'm always keeping my eyes open. And if I see it
Mm-hmm.
again, I'll send you the information. You know, the MTA always have this contest where they're looking for people. Commute series. Think about that.
Okay, I will. Thank
They
you.
really think about it
Yeah,
because, like I said,
I will
when
definitely,
I see your
definitely.
art, even like when you did that poster for the women, I think it was for BMCC, the Women's History Month.
Women's History Month.
Oh
Yes.
God, when you did that poster, that poster, it was just again another piece of
Hey, I was told this is a month that's going to celebrate women, and I was like,
and you
what
did it,
better way to put a whole bunch of
yo,
women
you did it. I'm telling you,
in a such a famous painting,
I'm telling
replace
you,
all the men.
it replace all the men. I love it.
Exactly.
So, as we close out here, again, I am really inspired again. Um, I did write the sequel to A Different Flavor of Love. I will get back to you with the book for that. The Bond and the Legacy will be coming out, long awaited. in December. It went through a serious editing process. I lost my editor. When I say I lost her, she's still living, but she moved on. And I was very apprehensive about working. I got a little depressed, and it was a little apprehensive. We're working with a new editor. Finally decided to give the new editor a chance because I need to move on, with all these manuscripts that I've completed, but now they need to go through an editing process. Final words, can you just speak to the masses of women, young women out there who want to start out in the arts, who wants to follow their passion with their creativity? What would you have to say to them?
Simple thing that I would want to say to anybody listening. Um, Whatever you do, just make it mean something. And these are the times where voicing out really matters in any kind of situation, any kind of message that you want to do. Just what you do it from the heart, and make it mean something.
Wow.
That's it.
Make it mean something. Do it from the heart and make it mean something. You have heard those words of wisdom from Rabia Hussain, aka Ruby, and you will be seeing her again. Maybe we'll do another live. I don't know. We always have good ideas and good things to talk about. But she is the fourth recipient of the 2025 Conversations with JR Woman of Valor Award. Very inspirational young lady. And the last and final recipient will be coming up, politician Otigracia Soldeville. She's been very busy campaigning, but she will be here and she's going to be the final interview. But it's not going to stop there. I am going to get all the ladies together and we are going to do a final podcast panel discussion, because I have women from all walks of life. Sisters of the Rainbow, I have them, very inspirational, and I just want to thank Rabia again. I just wish you well. We're still going to stay connected with my beautiful new niece, with the husband in the military. I know you're going to eventually go back out there to work, and I know that you're going to make an impact in this world and the balance, and we're going to look forward to seeing that commute series. That's it for Conversations with JR. I hope that the next conversation that you're having, according to my guests here, got to be meaningful and say something. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
And it stopped. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
So I'm going to get to work on it right now, do what I have to do with it, and then it's going to automatically go to my YouTube page, but I am going to send you a link, okay? It was so good to see you.
Sounds great.
So good to see you.
Oh, it was so good to see you too.
All right,
We have to meet up soon.
Yes, please do. Before it gets too cold.
Yep.
All right. Take care.
Of course, of course. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh God, this is something else.